Do you know that the mastery of approximation can significantly boost your SHSAT score and save tremendous amount of time on the test? You will become a true approximation ninja after watching this short video. If your SHSAT test is coming up in 2 months, 2 weeks, or 24 hours and you can't crack the math section, check out our last-minute CRAM course designed to improve your SHSAT score by 50 to 75 points within just 24 hours of focused study. You can find the link to the last-minute CRAM course in the description below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. Let's do problem 61 from test A. The grocery store sells 1 gallon containers of milk for $3.99. The store also sends orange juice in a 6-pack of 5.5 fluid ounce bottles for $179. Suppose the store wants to sell its orange juice in gallon containers instead. To the nearest dollar, how much more would a gallon of orange juice cost than a gallon of milk? So the problem tells us right away that we need to use approximation, so there's no need to necessarily compute everything to the T. So let's go like this. The gallon of milk costs $3.99. Now, this is per gallon, and there's 128 ounces in a gallon, right? So let's just put it like this. Now, for the juice, for the orange juice, we got 6-pack of 5.5 ounces, which is 33 ounces total. And the cost for that is $1.79. Now, what you would do normally, in order to find the exact answer, you would try to convert this 179 also into gallons. So you would do $1.79, multiply this by 128 ounces and divide this by 33 ounces essentially, and you get a price per gallon. To do this will require tremendous amount of computations. What you should do instead is understand that 128 and 33 is roughly 1 to 4 difference. So if you multiply the orange by 4, you're going to get 132 ounces, which is super close to 128. Now, therefore, we just need to multiply by 4 the price, which is $1.79, right? So if you do that and won't use approximation again, then you'll have to, again go through this massive computational thing. So what I suggest instead is multiply 4 by 1.80, which is $7.20. And then you compare in $7.20 to $3.99. Yet that's a third approximation, because if you start doing this, that's going to take you some time. So just do $7.20 versus $4, which is easy, $3.20, but we need to round it, so that's approximately $3. So we used approximation 3 times in this specific problem, and that's why this problem is perhaps the best example of how approximation can save you a tremendous amount of time. Next problem is problem 76, also from test A. On parallelogram PQRS above, the length QT is 18 centimeters. It's already given to us, so we don't really care. What is the area of the parallelogram? So the area of the parallelogram, the formula goes like this. It's equal to base multiplied by height. So we got the base at here at PS, which is 34, and we got height at 18. And now you can either compute this fully or you can approximate. If you're going to start doing the long multiplication, it will take you some time. Now, what I would do instead is this. This number here, the product of this definitely ends with 2. Why? Because 4 multiplied by 8 is 32. So this number has to end with 2. It's probably some 3-digit number. Since it ends with 2, let's look at the multiple choices right here. We can eliminate F, because F ends with 6. We can eliminate H, because it also ends with 8, not 2. Now it's between E or G. And now you would go back to this product and try to actually compute it. What I suggest instead is you have to realize that 34 multiplied by 18, if you're going to start deconstructing this, you're going to get 34 multiplied by 10, 34 multiplied by 8. Now this is 340, which is greater than 112, presented by option E. So E is out. The answer is G. Approximation just saved you a lot of time. Problem 81. We have to do 12.96 divided by 0.08. Most of you will do long division, where you divide 12.96 by 0.08. Good luck with that. That will take you a long time. What I suggest is, we got 2 decimal spots here, we got 2 decimal spots here. So therefore, we can just erase them. Why? Because when you do this, convert this into a fraction, 12.96 divided by 0.08, you can always eliminate the same number of spots here. Right? So it's 2 and 2. So therefore, it just turns into 1296 divided by 8. Now, those of you who get to this will then proceed to long division. So 1296 divided by 8. What I suggest is, let's use approximation. So 8 times 100 is equal to 800. 8 times 200 is equal to 1600. Now we're looking at 1296. 1296 is in between 800 and 1600. Therefore, the division of this is somewhere between 100 and 200. Let's look at the options we have. A is too tiny, B is too tiny, D is too large, has to be C. So I didn't have to do the long division, I can just approximate here. Problem 95 from test A. Out of 2,000 high school seniors, 191 were enrolled in the honor society. To be honest, that's why I stopped reading. I just need the first sentence because I'm assuming already they're looking for the percentage, but let me just confirm. What percentage of the entire group of 2,000 seniors were in the honor society? So again, I just paused. Like the second sentence is irrelevant to me. I just like look at 2,000, I look at 191, and I start solving. Now, most of you will start doing the following. You guys will do 191 divided by 2,000 and kind of trying to find the solution for this long division. Good luck with this. You don't have that much time. Look at the multiple choices that you guys are presented with. So this one is roughly 1%. Now, if you have 2,000, what is 1% of 2,000? Right? That's roughly 20. So therefore, A is out because we're looking for 191. So by this logic, assume that you're not looking for 191, assuming you're looking for 200, roughly, right? So what is 200 of the 2,000? What's the percentage? Roughly 10%, because it's 1/10. So B is too small, D is too large, has to be C. So I could have showed you the exact process of what I would do personally by potentially finding out the 1% right away. If you get to the shortcut quickly and just realize that 191 is roughly 200, and 200 divided by 2,000 is 0.1, which is 10%, then you can get to the C much, much faster. Problem 106 from test B. A machine part is supposed to be 0.38 millimeters thick. The manufacturer allows a variation of negative 2.5% to positive 2.5%. Which interval shows the range of acceptable thickness in millimeters for the part? So most of you won't get this problem. Let me just explain what they're asking. So you have 0.38 millimeters thick of the machinery. Now you add 2.5% to it, and then you also subtract 2.5% to it, and then it's how you get the range. So it's like essentially 0.38 minus 2.5% and 0.38 plus 2.5%. Now, how to do this fast? Like once you know what to do, how to do this fast? Most of you will do this. Okay, let me find 2.5% of 0.38. How to do this? It's 0.38 multiplied by 2.5%. Once you get this product, you then will be using 0.38 plus and minus this product. That's tremendous amount of computational forces. Let me show how to do this much, much faster. Assume that 0.38 is roughly equal to 0.4. Why is it 0.4 specifically? Because you know that 0.4 when multiplied by 25, 4 and 25, that's 100. And that's why you're selecting purposefully 0.4. So then you need to multiply 0.4 by 2.5%. How can you do that? Convert everything into decimals. So it's 0.4 multiplied by 0.025. So you just simply converted 2.5% into the decimal. Now, you have one decimal unit here. You have 3 decimal spaces here. So therefore, it's a total of 3 decimal spots. What can you do is, it's 4 multiplied by 25, so ignore all the decimals, which is equal to 100. Now, you need to add the 4 decimals to this, right? Like 4 decimal units to this, right? So it's going to be 0.01. Right? Obviously, you can add 00, and that's how you get your 4 decimal places, which is the same thing as just 0.01. Booyakasha. Now, what you need to do is, it's 0.38 plus or minus 0.01, which is 0.37 up until 0.39, and you're looking for the closest answer. E is too distant, very distant. F, too distant, so it's between G and H. Now notice how in H it's 0.3724, but you are closer to 0.37, so it has to be G. Again, approximation, like most of you will just skip this problem altogether. With approximation, you can get this problem right sufficiently fast. Final problem, problem 114 from test B. A store manager purchases a piece of furniture for $456. To determine the selling price, the manager increases the purchase cost by 125%. A customer buys the furniture and pays an additional 8% sales tax. How much does the customer pay for the furniture? So, first of all, this problem is not only used for approximation, this problem is also in the category of stupid problems. The reason why is, here, like when the manager is increasing the purchase cost by 125, most of us, not just you guys, myself included, it's a stupid problem again, we assumed that essentially $456 is 100%, and then after the increase, it became 125%. So don't make that mistake. Now, the question is totally poorly phrased, so it's fine to get this error. Like if you do get this error, do not blame yourself. Seriously, like, it's just a stupid problem. In reality, what's happening is you have $456, which is 100%, and then it's an increase by 125%. Therefore, it's 225% that you will need to find for the X. And then after this, you need to apply additional 8% tax. So it goes like this. You will essentially have to do $456, multiply this by 2.25, which is 225%, and then apply another 1.08. Quite an approximation to be done. What I suggest is this. Raise this 456 to 500. Drop this 108 because that will roughly compensate for the 8%. And just multiply 500 by 2.25. That's easy, because when you multiply 500 by 2, you get 1,000. When you multiply 500 by 0.25, you are not really multiplied by 0.25. 0.25 is a quarter, so you're just dividing 500 by 4, which is also much easier, which is 125. When you add these two, you get 1,125. Closest answer is G. H is too distant. F is too distant. E is too distant. Again, approximation is extremely helpful trick to not only not skip problems, but also significantly save your time. If your SHSAT test is coming up in 2 months, 2 weeks, or 24 hours, you need to check out the last-minute CRAM course now. This course is designed specifically for you to help you improve your SHSAT score by 50 to 75 points within just 24 hours of focused study. Find the link to the last-minute CRAM course in the description below. Bye-bye.